Hi guys, today we are going to look at fiction writing techniques. We are going to look at fiction writing techniques. Now let's remind each other what fiction is. Fiction is a text that tells a story which never happened. We have different types of fiction. We have a myth, we have science fiction, we have folk tales, we have fairy tales, we have real life adventure but told in a fictional way. So that is what a fiction is. Now, when you're writing a fiction, there are a number of techniques which you are supposed to consider. One of the way of writing a fictional technique is by telling and by showing, not telling. What do I mean when I say by showing, not telling? Now, you should go to Hoda Cambridge, Elena's book. Go to page 86, where there's fiction writing techniques. Now, I'll start by reading what they say. They are saying, readers sometimes compare reading a book to watching a film. In both, seeing images are important. You know, when you are reading a book, seeing an image is very important. If you remember very well, we did this when we were looking at descriptive writing, whereby you are supposed to create pictures in the reader's mind. So it's really important for you to create pictures in the reader's mind. But now you're trying to write, which means you're supposed to create a picture in the reader's mind. Now, this means that one of the most important techniques when writing stories is to show and not to tell. You're supposed to show and not to tell. Alright? So, readers do not need to be told. They can work out clues from a picture. Okay. If you remember very well, descriptive writing, you are supposed to describe the place, even a setting. You use adjectives to do that. Now, when reading a book, readers usually compare reading a book to watching a film. I'll give you an example. J.K. Rowling, when he was writing Harry Potter, he wrote novels, and those novels were created into movies. You see, I for once, I first read the novels, then I watched the movies. But when I was reading the novels, I would see the pictures in my mind. I would see the character Harry Potter. I would see the sign which was on Harry Potter's forehead. All right. So when reading a book, readers usually compare reading a book to watching a film. It's more like when you're watching, when you're reading, it should be like you're watching. You should be drawn into the novel. You should be drawn into the story. So in both, seeing images are important. When you're reading, when you're watching, seeing images are very important. So the most important technique when writing stories, as I said at first, is to show and not tell. How? So readers should be told rather than should not be told, rather they should work out clues from a picture, according to this presentation. Now, what are the differences? To tell, you are going to say, I was scared. Now, if you would go to Lena's book, page 86, they've given a very good example of telling and showing. I'll start with telling. Telling, I was scared. That is telling. I was scared. What about showing? To show. Now, listen to this. A door banged. Rupali jumped. What was that? Out of the silence, she heard steps. Somebody was coming closer. Somebody or something was climbing up the stairs. Closer and closer. The noise of the footsteps echoing through the thick darkness of the night air. Now, if you see these two, you'll see that they're different. Telling, I was scared. You don't know how scared the person was. But when it comes to showing, you see that he has shown the door bang. You are going to visualize someone banging the door. Rupali jumped. You visualize somebody jumping. What was that? Out of the silence, you heard steps. You will visualize steps. You hear a sound of steps. That is the difference between telling and showing. So you are supposed to show and not to tell. Right, so this work you can find it on page 86 in English Learner's Book. Thank you very much. I look forward to the next lesson. If you have questions, as I have said, please ask questions, record yourself and send it through. Thank you very much.